Hey there everyone, my name is Corey Behrens and LG has just sent me their LG G8X ThinQ dual screen.
This phone sports an Android Pie OS, a Qualcomm chipset, and a 6.4-inch OLED display.
Alright, so you probably don't really care about the nitty-gritty specs of this phone, and to be completely honest, I don't really either. I know that it has 6 GB of RAM, which is really good for playing video games, but what I and what yourself probably really want to know is how can I implement this into my everyday life and create efficiency around my work schedule and my luxury life? You know, what am I doing outside of work professionally with this phone? How could this be used for students, professionals, and entertainment? Let's find out. Whatever your situation might be, this LG G8X ThinQ dual screen phone is probably a really good phone for you. Let's start off with students. How could students utilize this phone? So if you're a student and if you were like me when I was a student, I didn't like writing down on a piece of paper my notes from the textbook right here, and I ended up grabbing the paper and then shoving it in my book bag and walking off. And later on, I'm like, okay, so where did I put that? I need that piece of paper for class, like right now, and I could not ever find it. So if I had this dual screen phone, I would be able to take notes right here and read the textbook right here and be very well prepared for class the next day or whenever I needed that paper. So I think that if you're a student, this could be a great tool for you. So you can take copious notes with this phone and be able to save them to your gallery and have them on the exam day when you need to have a real quick refresher. So had I had this phone, that would have been perfect. And if you're not a student anymore, like me, then there are plenty of professional uses too, like writing your grocery list while you're looking at the recipe, watching YouTube videos as you write an email, or researching stocks, among many other uses. So my final topic, how could this be used for creatives? Well, I found it very, very useful, and this overall video has been very positive because I really enjoyed this phone. I have come from an iPhone 11 and have recently thought about changing phones, like putting my SIM card and using this as my daily driver because this phone has so much utility. This dual screen operation is amazing, but on to my point, how can we use this in a creative process? Well, the 32 megapixel camera with the ultra wide and widescreen camera is amazing. I went to a 303 concert and here's some footage of that. And you can tell that's a little saturated, but for the everyday use for a creative that's getting started, I think that this camera would actually be very beneficial for someone. Also, we were in the field shooting a commercial for the sewing company called Singer, and so I was able to have a set list right here and a shot list right here and taking some notes about like a parallaxing shot that I wanted to grab before we left the scene. And that was really cool to be able to, you know, just check off one of the shots that I wanted. To be, you know, just because I'm like, oh, I saw that, so I'm gonna write that down. That's what I want, and I just was able to remember, like, oh, hey, I had that idea. Let's go and do that after we're done, and that was really cool. So this phone, as a creative, has given me so much opportunity to just write down random notes that I see, or even draw some stuff that I thought up in my head for like a commercial that we could do. So this phone really is amazing. The LG G8X ThinQ dual screen, which is always a mouthful, but it is an amazing phone. But one thing you might be wondering too is how's the battery life on this thing? You're like, Corey, this, you know, it has two screens. It has basically a whole nother operating system with it if you include the, you know, the other side of the phone. And to that point, I thought the same thing. I thought like the battery would die like right away, like it'd be a super fast decaying battery life as soon as you plug both of them in at the same time and you've been using them. But like LG said on their website, it's about a 20% decrease on the entire day of your battery life if you have both of them plugged in at the same time while you're using it. And I honestly did not see any change. You know, I definitely saw that 20% change happen, but I'm totally fine sacrificing 20% of the battery life during like a whole day of continuous use. So I totally recommend this phone. It's $699, and its usability and its great price is unmatched with any phone that's on the market right now. So if you're looking to get a phone, follow the link in the description, and I totally would recommend you getting this phone. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.